On the South African through the high speed at turn number 11.
Bagnaia is on pole position from Luca Marini and Jack Miller. John heads the third row of the grid from Brett Binder and Aleix Espargaro and Air Bastianini, Fabio Quartararo. And completing our 19 rider field is Jonas Folger. Just looking through the tyre options there.
Nobody taking what would be a real left field gamble, a punt on that
season so far, especially as Matt Burt was just mentioning.
We stand the way to get out of these difficulties. And
of course, Yamaha's involvement in MotoGP reduced to just 2 bikes this year. So that coin is, you do feel that if there's not a double podium challenge coming today from...
We use as all the rider on track, the soft on rear, and to that the medium on rear, it's okay too. It was okay too. It was fast with the medium, so...
Podiums in a row for the first time in their MotoGP career. Zarco has not done that since mid-scout the hard-charging Brad Binder from fighting his way through the pack. Let's get some thought.
Your machine going into this race.
Yeah, I mean, after the highlight in Jerez and...
That is the Saxon Ring race-winning prize next to the biggest prize past history. Pecco Bagnaia, then the 26-year-old Italian, going from pole position.
Decently. Yesterday was not too bad, the start really, especially from Maverick. Let's say...
He pops up one slot, doesn't he? Or one row at least, with Marc Marquez is unfortunate.
As it was in the past. Obviously, we miss a win here since 2008 with Casey's condition, with this heat. It's going to be, I think...
The top 8 occupied by the factory Luca Marini and beaten by John Zarco on...
It's a journey into the unknown in many respects. And now, if he does get through, he's going to have to go into time management mode, isn't he, pretty quick. We are set for the 30-lap German, because last 11 minutes. Waiting to see Marc Marquez firmly in the fight for German Grand Prix glory. Once Bagnaia leads the front row, 4 poles in his last 5 races. He is trying to this year's World Championship. There is your championship. Come here 12 months later, everybody's saying he can't lose it this year. What will unfold, though, over the next 4... Southall throttle, and we are underway. Luca Marini got a good launch on that Mini VR46 Ducati, but it's Jack Miller again who just wide. He takes second place.
And Martin away well. He's up into 4th place from the inside line into the first
Grand Prix. Miller's getting on with this early on, isn't he? Already through the second split, nearly 3/10 clear. Just like we saw in the sprint yesterday, though, Miller just can't get that KTM hooked up, coming through turns 10 and 11. He led
them on that soft-grid time, making it work in these early stages. Look at Binder trying to go around the outside.
Of a second clear to the first half of this second lap ahead of sprint winner Martin.
Early moments important.
Espargaro, good spot by Simon pre-race. He did go late on for that soft. His golden run as well in this German Grand Prix. Looks like Bagnaia and Martin are starting to stretch on number 12. But that's exactly what happened. Here comes Martin then. He's going to hit the front for the first time. Just as he made the move here, points behind in the World Championship. That's Zarco on the inside of Aleix Espargaro in the Omega corner. They all bunch up behind the South African. What this is doing, of course, is giving the top through it. Stretch his legs and move away from Marini. He drops down through the 5th gear turn number and is starting to streak away. He's got to find a way through quickly. Well, he did a hard move on Binder on the KTM in turn.
He's through on the fast-starting Aleix Espargaro, so Bezzecchi now back up in.
It was a rear ride height device, and Vinales has a good long look over his right shoulder and sees that puff of smoke.
It may be Marini, actually, who's fading a little bit here, because Bagnaia has stretched clear of Luca Marini.
Close to his chief rival in terms of pace is Johan Zarco, who himself did a...
On Marini, Binder up to the inside. He's not allowing Marini to turn in. Binder able to get to the apex first.
The gap between him and Bagnaia, second to third, was 1.6.
Pressure. His only MotoGP win so far. He was under constant pressure from Joan Mir, wasn't he?
On the previous lap, was 0.3 of a second faster. Zarco's chart and his beloved turn number 11. How many overtakes in his Grand Prix career? That's not really easy, is it, when you're flat out in 5th gear through the scary drop down the hill turn? No more experience in MotoGP, hasn't he, of managing the tyres over the longer race distance. On board with numero uno in P2 right now, Pecco Bagnaia. Look at this, Bagnaia, he can almost reach out and touch the back of Jorge Martin's Ducati.
A second in favour of Binder.
Yeah, you can just see the out your shot there coming through the Omega corner.
Just as impressed yesterday when he did it like fourth gear through there on the left side.
Can he hang on? Can Luca Marini hang on from Bezzecchi? Last time around, Bezzecchi went into turn one. Can he make it a bit cleaner this time?
The chattering on the front.
Behind him, Bagnaia will want to try and halt this momentum that Martin is carrying through Marco 2. That leaves Jack Miller as the sole KTM, and Brad Binder, who at one point looked like a genuine title contender. This is coming through turn 9, isn't it? He's already wide there, and he just has to dump it in the gravel trap.
The celebrations were sparked when they took a first ever all top 4. Could be even better. This is all down to the guy that's twisting the throttle here, isn't it? And now, this is the crunch time. This is his moment in this German Grand Prix. For the first, hits the front then. 9 laps to go here. We're in the phase of the Grand Prix where Ria
is in the place that he loves to be. He loves to be the race leader. He loves to set the pace out front. This was what we
stopped over the podium. That's not the side, is it? Because Bagnaia, he can't break away from... Yeah, this is building up to a grandstand finish, isn't it, here now? Then Martin is going to get some slipstream behind Bagnaia. He can't... What has Pecco Bagnaia got left then? He's so good towards the end of these races in the Saxon ring, and it's a 0.3 of a second advantage for Martin over Bagnaia.
The riders on the soft rear tyre are really suffering. We've already covered Quartararo's problem.
To make that Ducati GP23 turn better in this second sector, hasn't he? He's
what's going on up here between Martin and Bagnaia. If anything goes wrong between these two, Zarco's in the position.
Last lap showdown between two of the fastest riders in the world, the top 2 men into a late apex into the first corner.
Oh, I was worried for Martin there. He was defending fresh air down the side
as well. They sweep, power the Ducatis down through turn number 7.
The left-handers that lead us down to the waterfall. Martin is quicker. Bagnaia again.
Corner, front tyre on rear tyre for Bagnaia and Martin, and that could be a brilliant second career victory in MotoGP, but the world champion throwing it all on the line here.
Lost a 10th to Bagnaia. This is far from over yet.
How much risk will Bagnaia go for those extra corner? Martin on the inside line, coming up to down this final corner, turn number 13. He goes to pick up some drive grip. They come on the line side by side. Oh, inches in it. How? That's 35 races. It is the dream double in Germany for the Martin 8th place. Bezzecchi